In this video, we're going to talk about the basic differences between descriptive and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics are going to help describe the data. They're going to give us a picture of what the data is. They're going to summarize and organize the research data. These would be things such as the arithmetic mean and standard deviation. I'm sure you've learned about the arithmetic mean many times, but basically, the mean is calculated by adding up scores and dividing by the number of scores. And standard deviation tells us about the variability around the data. So here we have two different data sets with the same mean. Each one of these red dots represents a score. Here, when you added up all of these and divided by the number of scores, the mean was 5. You can see, so that's the mean, adding up the scores and dividing by the number of scores. You can see how that they aren't as spread out as down below. Here, again, each one of these red dots represented a data point, and you can see how they're much more spread out here. So this data set has a bigger standard deviation than this set. Just to help you understand this a little bit more, we'll go through an example. Imagine these are scores on a test from 10 students. If you add up all the scores and divide by 10, you'll get the mean. So here we've added them all up to 867 divided by 10, and we get 86.7. And the standard deviation is the variability around the mean, and it's 8.1. It's a complicated formula. If you go on and take statistics, you'll learn all about that. But we can also just calculate it in some sort of statistical program, which is what I've done here. Now here's a graphical representation of the scores just to give you an idea of how spread out they are. Now while descriptive statistics describe the data, they give us a picture, a snapshot of what the data looks like, inferential statistics are going to allow us to draw inferences about the data. There are statistical procedures that allow us to draw inferences about how statistically meaningful a study's results are. And we're going to talk specifically about and generally about significant tests. So significance just means that the possibility results occur by chance is very small. This graph here shows you a snapshot of what you get from your descriptive and your inferential statistics. The purple bars represent the means, and these lines here are the standard error or the standard deviation. Now, when you run inferential statistics, it allows you to tell if there's any significance between any of the groups, and that's denoted here by this star. So let's go over this one more time with an example. Suppose we had a hypothesis that students who sleep less than 4 hours before an exam will perform more poorly than those getting 8 or more hours of sleep. This could be done by asking students how long they slept, or in an experimental situation, manipulating how long the students slept and then giving them a test. So here we have our test scores. So these numbers are the test scores, and that's our dependent variable, our measurement. The number of hours slept is our independent variable. It was manipulated, and we have 3 groups here. Then we get our mean and our standard deviation. Those are our descriptive statistics. And we put that into, here we have 3 groups, so we would do an ANOVA and get a significance, get the significance level. Here is our graph representing those 3 means. These are representing our standard deviation, and we ran an ANOVA, and we found that there was a difference between people who slept 8 hours or more and those that slept 4 hours or more or less.